Everybody, let's bring out our next guest. She's a very funny lady, Vijai Nathan. Let's bring her out. Yeah, that's all. Woo! All right. Well, thank you so much, Vijai. And if anybody was here for our June show, Vijai opened that if she looks familiar. So she's so funny, we decided to bring her on again. So let's give it up one more time. All right, so Vijai, you're a comedian, you do storytelling as well. How did you get into those to begin with?
It's a good question, Charlie.
Is that your Diane Sawyer?
No, this is really very, I feel like I'm going to cry in a little bit. Well, I had always wanted to be a performer growing up. And it's not something that Indian parents encourage, or probably most people's parents don't encourage that as the immigrant dream. Mm-hmm. So I never thought I could really do it for myself. And then I had like kind of the right job and the right car, Honda Civic here. And,
very fuel efficient.
And I was engaged, and I was so unhappy. That sounds bad. He's not here.
Oh, yeah.
No, but I was unhappy with like everything in my life. I was
Okay.
unhappy with everything, and so I decided to do stand-up. And I ended my engagement,
Wow.
and I quit my job, and I kept the car.
Nice.
Yeah, and I started doing stand-up to sort of. I think growing up, there was a lot of racism growing up, and there's. And there's not racism now.
Yep, it's actually officially over.
Back in the day, there was so much racism. But I went through a lot when I was a kid. Like,
And
kind of.
did you grow up around here?
I did. I grew up in Montgomery County. What? No, okay.
There's a few. Yeah.
Thank you. And I was always sort of like told, like, be quiet. You're a foreigner, that kind of thing. So stand-up really helped me. Identify my own voice and kind of get up there and stand up for myself. So
That's cool. And so did you just start hitting like local open mics, or what kind of circuits did you do? Because I know there's some in the area here, but you have to kind of move out to continue to
Well,
grow.
when I started, there was really not that much comedy in the area. I started in 97, so I started a long time ago. And I took a comedy class that Learning Annex used to teach, or First Class, if you guys have ever heard of that. And it's like 2 sessions, learn how to be a stand-up comedian, or like 2 sessions, drink wine, learn how to taste wine. This was to be a stand-up comedian. So I took that, and then 3 months later I quit my job.
Right.
Because I thought I was really funny.
But that is the key, though. You have to believe.
Well, people also thought I was funny. So
Okay, so that doesn't hurt.
When other people believe, that is also
Yeah, that's really a very important
yes,
part.
it is helpful. But like at the show, I didn't really do too many jokes about being Indian, but for whatever reason, everyone thought I was so funny, and it was like the graduation show, and everyone came up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, you're so funny! You are going to be the next Margaret Chang." I'm like, "Well, it's Margaret Cho, but thank you."
But I get your drift. Yeah, get sort of what you mean.
And then did storytelling for you kind of become a natural extension of your act, or how did you flow into that?
I was in New York, so I was doing stand-up in New York, and it kind of felt like I hit a wall with stand-up, with just doing stand-up.
In what way?
Well, I think that when you like a lot of jokes, and I love doing stand-up, but stand-up is sort of like, I feel like, a very aggressive art form. Like, you get up there and it's like, you must be funny, and you have to really
Right, well, because there's a big expectation on the part of the audience.
And there should be, but
Yeah.
if you're saying you're a comedian, that would suck if you're not funny. But it's like this energy of like a battle, like kind of going into battle, and storytelling, I felt like a little more myself as far as the energy that's required, the kind of energy you put out in storytelling, and also for stand-up, it's like you have to really get like, you can't be vulnerable. You can't be vulnerable in stand-up, and you kind of you do the joke, but I felt like you almost just do the surface of what is really behind the joke, and doing a story helped me still do jokes, have jokes in there, but you could get kind of the full range of human emotion.
That's cool. And then, so did you start doing that in New York, or do you do it? Or
I started doing it in New York, and then when I moved back here in 2007, I started working with Speakeasy DC.
Yep.
And teaching for Speakeasy DC, and then doing more stories and writing solo shows and all that.
Has
kind of
anyone
stuff.
seen one of her solo shows? Yeah, they are.
Woo!
They're impressive.
And you had
winning
one.
awards and things.
Yeah, and you had one this
Thank
past.
you. Did you give me an award?
No, but a lot of other people did. I mean, I gave you one in my heart.
Okay.
But
Taylor doesn't
you
have
get
the-
more official ones than from me, from my heart.
Taylor doesn't have that kind of money for an award.
Much less a trophy or
Like
something.
print it out.
Metal.
Did you just want a printer paper?
Yeah, just like.
Oh, okay, I'll send you one.
Well then, do you have any tips for anybody who is interested in stand-up, interested in storytelling? You know, what would you tell them kind of based on the path that you've taken or other stuff like that?
Okay, I think be authentic. Be really like talk about your life and trust that you and your life are funny. Because when I first started doing stand-up, I was writing all these jokes that I saw other comedians I wasn't stealing, but types of material like airplane food or and I did these jokes about like all these men I dated, which as a repressed Hindu that never happened. So I was just lying for the sake of doing technically funny jokes, and it just became such a chore. After a while, I was like, oh, this is not fun.
Is it harder to remember when it's not true about you?
No.
I was wondering.
No, it's not harder to remember, but it's harder to perform it because it just feels really it feels very false and put on. Like, it's okay if you're doing a character and you make up stuff for it, but when you're saying you are being yourself and you're making up stuff just to get people to laugh, they did laugh, but it didn't feel good. It didn't feel like something I could keep building from.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Very good tip. And so you had the show this past summer.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
What's next for me? Well, I did the Mayor's Arts Awards yesterday.
Very nice.
And so that was really exciting. I got to perform just like 3 minutes because somebody canceled, and then but now I'm like opened up to a whole new group of people who never acknowledged that that comedy and solo performance can be theater. So that was really exciting for me to be able to perform from in front of that group of people. So I'm going to be doing more work with UDC and hopefully with the Commission of the Arts, DC's Arts Commission. What else am I doing? I'm driving to Pittsburgh in the morning. If anybody wants
Nice.
to come
Anybody
in.
needs a ride?
Yeah, to do a gig, an Indian gig, and I gotta be clean.
So are you just going to talk about family a lot, or?
Yes. I'm gonna talk about and anal. That always works.
It's really popular with the Indian community. All right. Well, I know you have a little bit of a story to perform for us, but before we do that, I do want to ask you, what was your hottest moment of the day?
Would it be too forward to say it's right now?
Ooh.
Woo! All right, hottest moment right now. Thank you.
Okay, so go.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm going to give you guys a choice of stories. Do you guys want to hear about childhood or do you want to hear about sex? Okay, childhood. Make noise. Childhood. Sex, make noise. Someone said childhood sex. That's what? Is it? Oh, you were horrible. It's an anal. Oh my god. So I'm going to do a story from one of my solo shows called Good Girls Don't, but Indian Girls Do. When I was little, I loved riding in the car with my mom because she always let me control the radio. Whenever my dad drove, we had to listen to the news. But when it was just me and my mom, that station wagon was my personal disco. And I became Midtown. Lucky Star, Material Girl, Like a Virgin. That was my favorite. One time I sang the song extra loud to see if my mom knew what the words meant. Like a virgin, touched for the very first time. Like a virgin was as far as I got. One hand on the the other at my throat. She said, Vijay, you are not like a virgin. You are a virgin. My sisters and I weren't allowed to talk about or think about sex. According to my mom, sex is only for the Americans. Indian girls have rules. 1, no haircuts. Long hair is traditional and must be braided at all times. Loose hair means you're wild or rich. 2, no tampons. They're only for prostitutes or white girls. 3, no boys. They're only for prostitutes or white girls. When I was 12, I went into my dad's closet to search for loose change so I could buy like a jumbo pixie stick from the 7-Eleven. I reached out at what I thought was a penny and realized it was just a shiny piece of paper. And as I pushed his tube socks and boxers aside, I uncovered a stack of Playboys and books. How to please a man, how to please a woman, how to please yourself. The joy of sex, the Kama Sutra, erotic secrets. Best of all, I found the official dictionary of sex. It was this nasty Webster's with everything I needed to know from A to Z. Anal beads, buddy boots, cock rings, donkey style, ejaculation, female ejaculation, golden showers, hymen, impotent, jack-off, jello, kinky, lesbians, masturbate, nymphomaniac, orgasmic, pussies, queers, rimming, sadist, transvestite, ultimate frisbee, Viennese, oyster, wet spot, X-spot, yoni, Zulu princess. In full color. Now, I told no one about my secret. I was very careful as to when I went into the closet. I never told my 2 older sisters that I had discovered this. But sometimes I felt guilty looking at all those pictures, because I knew that had my mom thought of it, this would have been rule number 4, no porn. It is only for prostitutes or white girls. But I couldn't help it. Somehow I had been born with this Indian girl's body, but a white girl's mind. From day one, my mother told me that I would never date, that I would stay pure and perfect on my wedding night, and I believed this until I went to college. There I met girls who were so carefree and liberated, they consumed men like pieces of cheese. Being Indian was hard. I wanted to be an American. I wanted to be a fucking American. So, at 19 years old, even though I was the youngest girl in my family, I decided that I was going to be the first to lose my virginity, but I was going to be smart about it. I wanted a man who would be great in bed, but never break my heart. I found a perfect specimen at my summer job waitressing at the Woodmont Country Club. Kevin Williams, 23, 16, Jamaican. Sexy, athletic body, IQ of a mango. No chance of falling in love. And after weeks of making out in his car, I was ready to take the next step. But I was always the prepared girl and did things right. So on Friday night, I went to the Safeway in the Orthodox Jewish neighborhood, so I didn't into anyone I knew. There I bought condoms, spermicide, KY jelly, and a Snickers. I didn't want to look like a total deviant to the checkout girl. Saturday night, I went to Kevin's house, which we had to ourselves. I was wearing all white, a sweet t-shirt and a long white skirt. I don't know why, but I needed to maintain some semblance of virtue in this whole process. He led me down to the rec room, lights off, candles lit, music playing softly in the background. And I looked around the room, wood paneled, beige carpet, no furniture, just a blanket and a pillow. It looked like a porn set. And suddenly I was feeling not so smart. But I made a plan, and I was gonna stick to it. So I shut my eyes, and we kissed. And I got naked, and he got naked. And suddenly I opened my eyes, and I saw him just sort of working away. And I realized that I could have been anyone to him, and he could have been anyone to me. And I didn't feel so liberated. Nothing had changed. I was still me. Afterwards, we shared the Snickers. And I decided to wait for love or marriage before I ever did it again. Now, quality time in my family is Sunday brunch at my father's golf club. He doesn't know how to play golf, but he insists it's good for business contacts. After the meal, he says to me and my two sisters, let's just take a walk. Me, Shanti, Indu, and Vijay. We'll leave Mommy here. I start to panic as we stumble past the happy golfing families on to a quiet dirt path. He motions for the three of us to sit at a picnic table, turns to my oldest sister, Shanti, and says, Shanti, are you having sex? Dad, I'm a third-year resident. I'm too tired to have sex. Good girl. Indu, are you having sex? Dad, I'm 26 years old, still living at home, and thoroughly repulsed. Then you're asking me this question. No, I'm not. Good girl. Vijay, your mother has found something that leads her to believe that you are having sex. Now, I had gotten rid of everything. There was nothing at home that would give me away, so I decided to stay calm, poker face, play the reasonable adult. Daddy! What is she find? I don't know. She won't tell me. She said if she tells me, I will kill you. Look, Vijay, I'm a little guy. Not like Mommy. You can tell me. I know you kids, you go to college, you smoke, you drink, you have sex. So tell me, Vijay, are you a virgin? Now, I didn't want to lie to my dad, because I never directly lied to my parents before. Well, Dad, I'm 19, and, I think that's just too personal to discuss. Well then, you've answered my question. And in that moment, I could see him no longer looking at me, but through me. And I was losing him, losing my family, losing my place. It stopped being good, being the baby, being Indian. I was becoming something different, foreign, American. And I had to make a choice. Dad! Of course I've never had sex. I'm still a virgin. I'm still good. I knew it. Your mother, she's crazy. I told her, my daughters, they're not loose like the Chopra girls, but they're from Bombay. What do you expect? And as he chattered on, I felt the fragility of my life and relief as I saw those shattered pieces moving back into place. I felt so loved, safe, whole. I felt like a virgin. Thank you.
Yes, I do want to talk about that. I think we need to continue celebrating your birthday.
Oh, really?
Yes, and in honor Thank you.
All right, I think our stations are ready. So why don't we-
Ooh, it smells so good. The funfetti smells so good. Can you go smell the beer?
Yeah, all right. So wait, before we start,
Yep.
that's down. All right, one more time. We got Forrest,
Dan.
Dan, and Catherine. All right. All right, we've got a minute on the clock, and begin. All right, Vijay, come get in on this cake frosting action.
I like the blue.
You like the blue?
I do.
What about those heart sprinkles? Man, yeah,
I don't know. They're a little weak.
see, and Forrest is being really meticulous. I'm not really sure what's going on over there. Catherine is really making good use of her time. Oh, I see what's
Remember
going
how
on.
we have a minute.
Yeah. All right, guys, we've got 20 seconds left. Let's move it. Oh, man.
Well, we have a decorative down with the man middle finger. I do more cigarettes in a lighter.
That's a middle finger?
Yeah, see, you should see it.
There are a lot of health associations that would have trouble with this cake.
This one will be for the smokers in the audience. All right, Dan, talk to us. What's going
Well,
on here?
it was supposed to be an anarchy symbol because I'm still in middle school.
Okay. That's not revolutionary.
Yeah,